It's story time. Story time. Let's read a story time. Story time. I'm Geek the story time. Story time. You and me, it's story time. Story time. Let's achieve. Hello, everyone, and a happy Saturday to you. I hope you are doing well, and of course, as always, please making sure to still stay safe. Now today we have another special author feature. Today we will be taking a look at a book from author Lauren Mosback. She is a licensed professional counselor and a behavior specialist, and she has written a book that is perfect for me, that is perfect for you, that is perfect for everyone, because it's all about dealing with our emotions and feelings of anxiety. And so, without further ado, the book we will be reading tonight is called Transforming Anxiety, Grow Resilient and Confidence, written by Lauren Mosback, LPC. You ready to see what this book is all about? Ready, set, let's begin. Transforming Anxiety, Grow Resilience and Confidence, written by Lauren Mosback, LPC, and illustrated by Chiara Savarese. My apologies if I mispronounce the illustrator's last name. Here we go. I would like to dedicate this book to my wonderful children who inspire me every day, and to the amazing children and families whom I have counseled throughout the years. Shout out to all of you all. Hey. Let's begin. Have you ever felt nervous and worried and scared? Like you're lost in a storm and are so unprepared? Well, for Ben, my good friend, this can happen a lot. So my sister and I helped him out of that spot. Even for me as an adult, I've definitely felt nervous, worried, and scared. Ooh. It all started at school while at recess one day. We had just gone outside getting ready to play. With his head in his hands, Ben was down on the ground. When I asked how he was, he just sighed and then frowned. We took the bus home. I could hear a small groan. Ben was right next to me, but he looked all alone. So something's going on with Ben, and I think it might be internally. It's all in his head that's making him feel not happy. Then I thought of my sister because she is wise. She agreed to help Ben, which was not a surprise. Lily's always so friendly. She's clever and smart, and her friends all adore her. She has a big heart. She loves sharing with others the things she's been taught about coping with feelings that make them distraught. With a hand on Ben's shoulder, she said with a grin, "Keep your chin up. Let's go. We're about to begin." So his sister Lily has some tips and coping methods to help with his feelings that he may be feeling. Start the healing by naming your feeling, my friend. We'll get through it together. You'll be on the mend. Ben whispered, "I can't really tell how I feel, but I know that it's awful and scary and real." "Can you say what it's like?" Lily asked if he knew, which is one of the things that a good friend will do. Ben nervously gulped, slowly thinking it through, because sharing his feelings was something brand new. Lily said, "Share your feelings, and soon you will find that it gets you empowered, relaxing your mind." Anytime you feel any type of way, you have to express your emotions. Don't just keep it all bottled up inside, even if you're speaking it out loud to yourself. Always, always, always express how you are feeling. Then all of a sudden, Ben blurted it out, and his usual whisper turned into a shout. I feel shaky all over, my heart beating fast, and I might forget things I was thinking of last. I get dizzy and tense, and my mouth feels so dry. With a lump in my throat, I'm afraid I might cry. With my palms getting sweaty, my ears ring and burn, and my stomach does flip-flops, it also will churn. As I panic, I feel like I'm leaving the ground. I am yelling for help without making a sound. Then my chest becomes heavy, it's harder to breathe, and I start to have thoughts like you never believe. As I pace, I think, let me get out of this place, but my thoughts never stop, they continue to race. Will I fail when I'm suddenly called on in school? With my face turning red, I am not very cool. What will other kids think of what I have to say? All my words might sound foolish or get in the way. Oh, I think this is a perfect picture of how what he's thinking. Everything seems scattered and just going all different ways, and also his heart is beating fast. He's shaking. His tummy is in knots. So much going on in his head. Lily said, "This can worry us all here and there, and they call it anxiety. No, it's not rare." Then Ben looked at Lily with doubt in his eyes. He replied, "You're so calm," while expressing surprise. Lily said, "When you use super skills every day, you will slowly but surely start finding your way. No, you won't be alone. It's a usual feeling. So let's move ahead and continue the healing." Ooh. So see, it's called anxiety. Feeling scattered and all those things he just listed before is called anxiety. The next thing we do is to name it and tame it. We gain hold of something by learning to frame it. Name your feeling, name it to tame it. "I'm feeling quite anxious right now," Ben declared. "Though it felt good to say it, I'm still a bit scared. And I know that anxiety colors my mood. I'll be sad, then I'm cranky. You might think I'm rude." So, sometimes when we hold our emotions in, especially if we don't recognize what's wrong with us, then we may go from sad to angry to surprised, annoyed, things like that. That's why it's always important to name it and then tame it. Lily said, "Our anxiety sometimes takes charge. A small mountain seems high, or the sea looks too large. Like an eagle, just soar through the storm and don't quit. You've survived it before with your courage and grit." And you will survive it every single time. Because after we read this book, we know the tools that we need. Affirmations you'll say, standing strong like a tree. "I'm resilient, I'm growing, the power is in me." I'm resilient, I'm growing, the power is in me. To be happy and well, our brains need fuel. So let's grab a good snack and check out a great tool, the Bravery Ladder. See, this Bravery Ladder chart's really quite smart. If you just take a look, you will see where you start. So you start at 1, which is the easiest. It's easier. And then as you go up, it gets harder and harder. You'll be able to conquer more and more. And also, a good snack, eating good vegetables to make us feel good. Not heavy things or salty, overly sugary things that will make us crash and just not feel good. Now, continue upward the ladder you climb. You'll transform your anxiety, wasting no time. But remember, it won't go away just like magic. With work and with practice, it won't be so tragic. So Ben's Bravery Ladder goal is for public speaking. And so he's going to start first at the bottom of the ladder, which is practicing in front of a mirror. Practice speaking in front of a mirror. Next, he'll go to practice in front of pet and stuffed animals. Next is practice in front of parents and caregivers. After that, he'll practice in front of a small group of friends or peers. And lastly, he'll make it to the top, which is the goal, speak in a large group class. Ooh, yes. See? Now let's breathe like a dragon until we are done. Dragon breathing's our favorite because it's so fun. Drop your shoulders, then wiggle your fingers and toes. And while closing your eyes, breathe in through your nose. Ooh, let's try it. So drop your shoulders. Then we'll wiggle our fingers and our toes. And we'll close our eyes. And let's breathe in through our nose. Now breathe out and pretend fire's coming out. Slow. Don't forget to say "Rawr" when you're starting to blow. So as we breathe in and we breathe out, we're going to breathe out slow and pretend that the fire is coming out. All the bad that's in the negative energy inside of us, we have to breathe that out. So breathe it out nice and slow. And don't forget to say "Rawr" as we're starting to blow. As we practiced, we laughed, and Ben said, "This is helping. With these super skills, my anxiety's melting." Lily said, "When your worry is making you frown, just go take out a pencil and write your thoughts down." That is another excellent thing that you can do. Write out your feelings if you can't really find the words to say out loud. I have a growth mindset. Instead of, "I give up, I'm lonely, I can't do this," try thinking, "I'm going to try a new way. I'm going to smile and say hi. I will keep trying because I can always improve." Then rewrite them, creating a happier thought. This magnificent strategy is often taught. It's my favorite tip for retraining the brain. Happy thoughts like a shower of soft, calming rain. Exactly. We want happy thoughts. We have to retrain our brain from not thinking those negative energies and negative ways, and retrain it into something positive, thinking positively. Let a nature walk help us relax when we move from brain chemicals formed as we laugh, dance, and groove. Counting backwards from 5 is for calming the mind, coming back to the moment, which helps us unwind. There are special brain chemicals that are released when we are happy, when we're laughing, when we eat good food, our favorite foods, when we dance and groove, dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins. Those makes us feel good, makes us happy. Grounding technique for stress and anxiety. Take a moment to name 5 things you see, 4 things you feel, 3 things you hear, 2 things you smell, 1 thing you taste. That is definitely a good tool. It makes you think about, take your mind off something and kind of focus. This is very good. Let's find shapes in the clouds as we lie on the ground. When we're practicing mindfulness, peace can be found. When you practice these methods day in and day out, you'll know just what to do when your stress comes about. While exchanging high fives, we all felt like we'd grown. Ben said, "Thanks for your help. I don't feel so alone." Because you are not alone. You are never, never, never alone. Every night when Ben's ready to get into bed, his new positive thoughts swirl around in his head. "I'm so grateful I learned and made progress today, 'cause my super skills help with the words that I say. Now, at school, I can share how happy and free, how I'm finding the strength that is inside of me. With these excellent strategies, now I have found I can share all my gifts, shining light all around." Before falling asleep and while closing his eyes, Ben could tell he was feeling his confidence rise. Soon his parents came over to tell him good night. "You're our bright, sparkling star," they assured him. "Sleep tight." He's learned so much, so many useful coping skills. And in the back of the book, we were left with the author's note, and also a little bit more about the author and the illustrator. The end. Yes, K-Crew! All the tools in this book that Ben was able to use, you can use them too. And I know for a fact that I can definitely use them in my life. Now, I hope you enjoy reading this book as much as I did. To check out your copy and to check out her other book, My Super Skills, Animal and Affirmations, make sure to head on over to Amazon, and of course, be sure to follow on social media. A big thank you to our Arthur for these beautiful submissions, and make sure to stay tuned because I will be reading her second book on a later date. I also want to give a shout out to her family. Hey everyone! And I want to thank you all for joining me as well. But it's time to say goodbye. Are you ready? Here we go. Goodbye, 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 my friends. Goodbye to you. I hope to see you again real soon. Be proud of all your work tonight. Now climb in the bed and sleep real tight. On the count of 3, let's say goodnight. 1, 2, 3.